After helping 80 men achieve a six-pack from 20 or plus % body fat over the past year and a half, one thing I can conclude is I know how people end up getting out of shape. The story is always like very similar. They'll always come to me in a position, in a bit of a rut is the term that we'll use. You maybe find yourself in something very, very similar right now. The reason for this is, and you may have heard the saying before, in peaceful conditions, the warrior will attack himself. And whether you do or don't see yourself as a warrior is obviously your issue. But the point of the matter is, because you are a man that wants to achieve good things, like if we took like all your ego out of it, you do want to achieve good things. You do want to get in great shape. You do want to make the most amount of money possible. You do want to travel the world. You do want to gain the best possible partner to breed your offspring with. Of course you do. Whether you put your ego aside or not, I say you don't. Deep down, that's just your inherent desire, because that's what our ancestors did. Our ancestors were the king of the people around them. That's how they were able to reproduce again and again and again until you were born and formed on this earth. Realistically, you have a duty to carry that on. But the reason why people get out of shape and get in a rut is because when the things are all rosy and all calm, you're not doing anything of challenge, and you're not doing anything to keep yourself in good condition. And you may have been someone who had a six-pack in the past. You may have been someone that was in okay shape in the past, or you were in the military in the past, or you did high-level events like, marathons and whatnot in the past. But as soon as you jump off the train of progress and effort, you will start to turn to vices. And what it means when it says the warrior will attack himself, it means you've got this energy inside you. It must go somewhere. If you don't put it into fitness, into working hard, into doing something that you think is kind of scary, you don't think you can achieve, you will put it into self-destruction. I am the most dangerous when I'm sat by myself doing absolutely nothing. That is when my brain will try to sabotage everything I've ever achieved, because that's just like the goblin on our shoulders at what it wants to do. And that's even me. Every day I turn up, I train. Every day I turn up, I deliver a YouTube video. Every day I turn up for the people inside the Gorilla Platoon. So even though I'm very busy now on a great mission, although I don't sabotage anything enough to get into a rut or lose a six-pack, I still have to fight the same battle that every man faces every day. You probably watch this and are nodding your head thinking, yeah, I know the exact feeling. It's that left or right option. It's the, shall I lie down or shall I just go get the work done? Shall I lie down or shall I go get the steps? Shall I eat the junk food or shall I eat the clean food? And you've got that battle day after day after day. Shall I take the bins out or shall I leave them for tomorrow? Like, you've got this battle day after day after day. And when you don't have a set goal, you've got too much time on your hands and you're not putting that energy into anything. So the reason why you've got out of shape and you've lost your condition is you just stopped progressing because you didn't set the next goal. You got comfy with where you are. If you watch this channel for long enough, or you are into self-improvement, you'll find that like you're either progressing or you're not. To maintain is very hard to just maintain. Generally things decline when you look to maintain. So it may seem you can never enjoy one goal, but it's not about getting to the end of a goal and enjoying it. The enjoyment will come each week doing the thing you should do. In fact, the best days for me are when I dust my hands off after a day of doing check-ins, making sure the people in the Gorilla Platoon are okay, speaking on camera, making sure that you've gained some form of knowledge and insight that I use to help get results, and I've trained. As long as I've done those things every day, I can dust my hands off and go, yep, that was a good day. And that day will be just as good as like last week, where we did a Gorilla Platoon meet up this time last week on the Friday, and we did a team training session. You can check it out on Instagram, and that was nice to me. That was like 18 of our brothers were there for that, doing a team session, wearing the Gorilla Platoon logo t-shirt. And then the day after, we went up the Lake District, did a mountain in the UK. There was 15 of us there, and again, they are absolute highlights of my day running the Gorilla Platoon, highlights of my year, in fact, running the Gorilla Platoon. But even though they were great days, if today, 7 days later, I didn't do what I should, I'd still feel bad. I'd still feel like I've let myself down, because that's just the rent you're going to have to pay daily to become that individual. So if you've lost the condition and lost your way and you're kind of in a bit of a rut, I'm not going to tell you to click the link below and come and join me. What I'm going to tell you is you need to just sit down and set some goals for yourself. And you need to make those goals more challenging than you, essentially. You need to make them something you think you can fail at. A lot of you are at maintenance, or trying to be, and therefore regress into a rut, or you'll set goals which you know you can pretty much achieve. And because you know you can achieve them, it's always like I know I can do that, I'll just do it later type thing. Whereas if you set something where you're like, don't know if I can actually do this will actually be pretty hard, that's how you're truly going to better yourself. That's going to give you a good kick up the arse to actually make something happen. Like, you sign up for an MMA fight, you sign up for a certain marathon, or you sign up to go to a mountain, you sign up for a photo shoot. That's going to be enough to really like put you out of comfort zone, because the reality is you get your head kicked in if you don't train hard. You'll suffer from altitude and not make it to the top of the mountain. You'll fold and not finish the marathon, or you'll not do the photo shoot. So there's something tangible that you could fail at. A lot of you are either not setting goals, maintaining, but then really we're regressing and ending up in a rut, or you are setting goals and they're so limited that you could achieve them rapid, and they just don't fulfill you and they don't excite you. Like, as a man, you should always be trying to set something which is like a good few steps ahead, a good few things that like, I could fail at this, but I'll get a hell of a lot of growth for of it. This year, a couple of things I set out for myself that I could fail at was, so last year was all about getting just before and after results. We achieved 44 in the first year, that was great. But actually, do you know what, I set the goal for 50 and I didn't achieve 50. So technically I failed at that goal. But the fact I set the goal for 50 and I aimed as high as that, I got 44. If I didn't aim for 50, I'd have probably got around 30. But this year I set the goal to do 2 team photo shoots, one in the US and then one in the UK. Again, I can fail at this. Guys cannot be lean enough, guys cannot turn up, to the point where there's just not enough people to even warrant doing the thing in the first place. But I knew I could fail it, so I went all in on it, focus, and we delivered both of those. There's a video actually on each individual day on the channel, but we got both of those done because they were things I could fail at. I put myself on the line to try and achieve something like this. And for me, the challenge was knowing that people would come in person and like actually meet and be part of something bigger. That was what I'm putting on the line. But ultimately, it worked for the better. So the reason you've fallen into a rut is simply because you have not set goals. You've not set goals that you need to, you've not set lofty goals that you need to, and you're just sat at home and your brain is attacking yourself. You're eating junk food, you're watching junk on TV, you're feeding yourself with negative mindsets and negative like talk on the TV, whatever you're listening to, and before you know it, like, you are literally a product of your environment. That's why like I'm so careful now with who I hang around with, just because I only want to be around people that generally believe they can take on the world. Because whether you think you can or you can't, you're absolutely right. So like, now I'll live with people that generally have the same mission for me. So it's just like positive spread around, and it helps you to get towards goals. So if you need someone like directly, then fine. Yeah, there'll be a link in the description. You can come and join us on the inside if you want us to do this for you. But like, just as your action step off the back of this video, like, analyze, how did I get in this rut? Take pictures of yourself and think, fucking hell, I am actually in a rut here, and I don't look good. And set yourself a goal. Set yourself something a bit more challenging than what you normally do. You're 20% body fat. Set yourself a photo shoot date close to Christmas. Obviously, this video has been filmed in back end of August. Like, it's enough time if you're 20% body fat. Or if you're like 30%, set it for the following spring. But set something like arduous and hard to go and do that you have to really work towards, and tell people that you're going to do it. Because if you tell people, then your ego's on the line. You've got to fulfill it, you've got to back it up, and a lot of you need that really, because most people have ego, most people have pride. You don't want to tarnish that, so use and leverage that against yourself when you're trying to be lazy. Use your own pride against yourself. Like, if I came man tested you and gone, I ain't going to do that thing, you know, imagine I somehow morph myself into your house now, and you're just about to eat some garbage, and I go, knew you were going to eat that thing, you'd be like, no, I'm not, because I'd man test you, and you'd be like, no, I don't like the sound of that. So you then, like, you wouldn't do the thing. Start man testing yourself, because that's literally a cheat code in order to stay on plan with this. So I wanted to drop this message. That's how you got out of shape, and that's how you're going to fix yourself and actually get back into good shape. So if you found this video of value, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow.